Welcome to Property Care. So today we are going to discuss about commercial property investments, mainly for a retail shop, the commercial office space. So this is the important topic, investors should understand. So I'm putting a series of videos with respect to the investment. So this is one of the videos, and because there are some customers coming to me and asking me that commercial investment, how can I do it? Can you give some idea or any projects available where I can invest it? Because there already are a couple of flat investors and they have residential properties. There are some customers who are not getting the sufficient return from residential properties. So this is their pain areas, and they want to have a better solution. Instead of going for a residential property, how can I make the investment on commercial? So since there are some customers coming, I thought of putting this video will be helpful so that they can take some informed decision when they put more money, towards the property investment. So with respect to the commercial property, I am discussing 10 secrets. Before going and investing into commercial properties, what are all the 10 secrets investors should understand? So in this presentation, I am discussing more on the retail shop, mall shop, and the commercial investment with respect to the office. Okay, so this is the three areas I'm covering in this. On top of that, there are different commercial properties. For example, hotel investments, marriage hall investments, industrial investments. So these topics I'll cover it separately. So this is the majority of the customers and coming and asking the investment on these areas. So that is why I'm giving the importance to these three areas. So I'm sharing my thoughts, and I do property management business for the last 10 years. I have handled a lot of customers, helped them to invest in residential, commercial properties. In fact, we rent out commercial properties also to hospitals. So we have given a JD properties. So for building an apartment. So this is our core areas, and there are customers coming here and asking me that they want to invest in commercial properties. What do you projects you have, and can I invest in that? Can you share some thoughts on that? So what are all the 10 secrets which I'm going to discuss? The first one is the commercial projects. See, there are projects in these small shops, for example, some 30 by 40 or 30 by 30. There are small plots where the individual owner will build a shop and rent it out or sell. So this is the very common, we have come across, and that I'm not discussing much on this. This we know that a small shop like 10 by 10 or 15 by 15, the smaller sites, the owner will build it and rent it out for a rental income. And some of the owners, they sell such properties. So that is the very small thing, and we all know about that. I am not discussing much on that. I am discussing more on the commercial projects where the malls and the office space, there are some tech parks. So how do I invest in such properties? This is the point I'm discussing today. And the projects are, the important aspects we should see before investing in these projects. So first one is the location. So where is this project located? Is that a central business district or a prime location? How many footfalls these particular projects can get it? For example, if it is a mall, how much people it can attract? What is the population it can attract? So is that sufficient footfalls are possible in that location, and connectivity to the other locations? Like if it is somebody coming from different places, how easy is this location? For example, it is from in Bangalore, Forum Mall in Koramangala, is that electronic city people can come, or a HSR people can come, or a Whitefield people can come. How far is the distance, and how does the connectivity between the mall and the residential location in other part of the city? So the connectivity should be very good, and so that the footfalls can be increased. so that our return on investment also will be more. So that is why the location is very critical, and we should look for these locations and invest. And these projects are owned by the leading builders. For example, Brigade, Purvankara, and Shobha, Hiranandani, DLF. So there are leading builders. They own these kind of projects. They will build the property and rent it out. So who are all the part of these projects? The investors. Generally, they say, for example, if a property and the construction cost over 500 crores. So now who will be having this much money? Individual developer can build and give to these people. So the building perspective, he can take care. So property owner, landowner may be another person, and fund for the construction will be the another person. So like that, these particular projects are owned by the corporates. There are some projects where they need office space, so that they take some 2 lakh square feet. Office space, they take it on that building. There is another category, that mall also. So if it is a commercial, for example, ITPL at the tech park, so that if you see, that is something like a different company takes on the rent. So they take each floor for rent, some 15 floors. So each floor, one company will take it. So for that, the corporate also can fund for that building. Even there are in ITPL, government also part of the share. They give some 10-20% share of the total cost. So these are all the people who will pool that fund, help them to pool the fund, so that the fund can reach to 500 crore. For example, private equity investors. See, that is where there are certain directors or some leading fund managers. They'll fund into this. REIT is something like Real Estate Investment Trust. This is something like they will pool from different investors, small investors, and they run a trust. So they'll have some 200 crore. They'll take share of that 500 crore. They'll give the 200 crore and help them to build that particular complex. It can be mainly a real estate investment trust is helping to the commercial projects, tech parks. They'll fund for that particular projects and help them. HNI is high net worth individuals. So those who have a highest cash and they want to invest in some good real estate investment. So the high net worth individuals, they look for this kind of project and put their money into this. So if it is 500 crore projects, they'll put 50 crores on that property. So they have sufficient fund, they run other businesses. So they have fund and they'll try to invest in this kind of a project, so that their return on investment will be very high. And this will give a very long-term return. Till the building is there, they'll get return from this. So that is high net worth individuals investment. Private equity investor is something smaller investors, they'll also contribute. So this is how that particular project gets that required fund. And typically in the mall areas, the sizes starting from 100 to 500, that is a small size, where the smaller shops will be put there. For example, some retail showroom, Health and Glow is something like a small outlet in a mall, where this 500 square feet will fit for them. Or a little bigger one, if you want something like a watch showroom, Titan showroom can run into this kind of a size. And little next size is something like a 500 to 3000 square feet, where the West End is there, other retail showrooms, Shoppers Stop. So they need some bigger space. So they will go for trends. They'll go for this kind of a size. So even in a commercial office space, there are some bigger companies. Smaller ones are like architects, the CA offices, lawyer office, professionals, individual professionals will take the smaller size. Whereas when you go to the bigger size, there are some showrooms, they need this 3000 square feet space, they'll take it. And above 3000. So this is typically a large size investor will go for that. Particularly for a corporates, this will be the best suited size. And there are a premium size, particularly for smaller. If you see in a forum mall on the entrance, McDonald will take it. If you see the entrance, McDonald will take, they'll have a both sides entrance. So that corner, even some properties on the back side also, they can access, driveway, takeaways. They'll take the other side also. So there are three sizes, three places are open. So that the very good commercial outlet can put it. So that is called a premium size, outlet shop. This is mainly for a portfolio diversification. See, there are a lot of investment avenues like mutual fund, shares, residential flat purchase, plot investment, and managed farmland. And this is also one of the investment avenue, commercial property investment. So this can be put, even I have seen people, I have a customer, offering even 10 lakhs minimum investment. They are like real estate firm and they pool the fund from different investors. I have tied up with them and they are even ready to take from 10 lakhs investment. So they take 10 lakh investment. They give a monthly return on that so that you don't need to run behind your, for example, you're renting out some property. So you have to go and collect the rent from the other people. So from the tenant, then you have to manage them and if any repair issues, they'll call you. All those things you can avoid here. Here is something like a managed firm that I'll talk in the next point. So this is called, you can diversify your money. So this is an opportunity to diversify. Mainly for if they have sufficient fund in their account, loan for this is a little higher. For example, 14, 15, 16, 18% also possible. So generally loan is not a project investment. It is ideally those who have a cash. For example, if you sell some property in another city, you want to invest it here, that money. So that is the ideal, time and place to invest. So that you don't need to go for another residential property, struggle for you to manage those things. So this is something like a, minimum amount is 10 lakhs. So they give a return of for the 10 lakhs. Subsequent month onwards, you can take a 8 to 10%. Generally, they say so that you can get 8 to 10% return on the 10 lakhs. You get it from the first month onwards. So that it is something like a return, and they give an agreement, and there is usually this is a 3-year locking. So that in this 3 years, you should leave the 10 lakhs there. Of course, there is some break clause is there, but generally that is not recommended. So you should go to this kind of an investment. Whatever the money you invest, you don't need that money for next 3 years. They'll give a return on monthly. You don't need to worry about where they invest. They'll tell the project, but they'll use this fund for multiple projects. So that you don't need to worry. They give a return signed agreement saying that you paid so and so money, and you are eligible to pay that percentage also. They discuss 8 to 10%. They'll say that and make a document and give it to you. So that will be the document, so that from that particular property you start receive like a rent. It is a rent only. It is rent you will receive every month in your account. So it is project leases. The tenants will take, if it is a smaller shop, it will be 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 years. They'll take it. And every 3 years, there will be a negotiation on the rent. For example, in commercial, 10%, 12%. So first 3 years, whatever the agreed rent, the next 3 years will be the 10% increase on the rent. So like that, 3 plus 3 plus 3, they divide. Suppose if your property is more than 3,000 square feet or 5,000 square feet, so the lease period will be 15 years. So every 5 years, that rent negotiation will happen and reset it to that time what is the market rent. So that it will be keep increasing your rent over a period of 5 years. And the return on investment, particularly for a smaller size square feet, for example, it is 100 to 3000 square feet, small and mid size. 100 to 500 is small size, 500 to 3000 is mid size. Mid size shops, retail outlet, return is per month 8 to 12%. So that is the range. And of course, this has including taxes. There will be some commercial GST tax will be applicable. So 8 to 12% is the return on investment. And office space, 6 to 10% is the return on investment you can expect with respect to this commercial investment. And and appreciation, like over a period of 5 years, what will be my return? So you can have that kind of question. Yes, it will be up to 18% you can get a return on investment each month. So this will be appreciation, you will get it only at the end of that, when you do the sale. But rental income, you will get it between 8 to 12% for a medium and small size, and 6 to 10% you will get every month and credit in your account. So this one, generally there are builders, like I have some builders, Brigade and all, they have a construction, under construction only they launch these kind of advertisements, pooling their, fund from different investors. So we can go even in a pre-launch or even after launch also, we can go. They, as long as that fund, the required fund, till they meet the required fund, they'll give these things to different investors. So we can select the project, 3-4 projects they'll suggest, and the location you like it, you can choose it and invest in that, so that you also feel comfortable, this particular project will give a return to me. You can take it. And there are something like a ready to win projects also available, so that you don't need to go for under construction and wait. So you don't, even if it is an under construction, if you put your fund, they will give a return next month itself. You don't need to wait for 5 years or 4 years. See, this is a big size projects. It is not something like you will start in 1 year, you will finish it. So these usually are bigger size. So you don't need to worry about it. When you put the money, during construction, I don't get any return, nothing like that. So the moment you put it, irrespective of under construction or completed, you will start receive the rent immediately after you put that money. In the subsequent month, you will start to receive the rent. So there are customers with me, they are doing commercial projects. So we help them to invest. I have different NRI investors. So I'll help them to invest in their projects and get a return. So these projects are, this is what I was telling, there is no need, you don't need to worry about this property management. Mainly since it's a commercial projects and bigger complex, definitely there will be some company who will manage these things. So this can be private companies, or some projects developer only managing it, or there are some professional commercial management companies called the JLL, CBRE. These guys are internationally very established companies who has a company softwares, to manage these properties and collect the rent, tenant management agreement renewals, any maintenance issues. They'll have a team helpline, all the things like electrical, plumbing, carpentry, or gardening, security, every aspects they'll take care. So they have a team of people who will help that particular project to run smoothly. For example, International Tech Park, it has a big towers, and a lot of people are working. There will be a dedicated team sitting there who will be taking care of any issues with respect to the building. So they'll install the CCTV and video wall. They'll take care of such things, what's happening, any issues like smoke alarm, building management. They have softwares, they manage those properties. So as an individual investors, we don't need to worry about, I need to go there and manage that property. If tenant moves out, what to do? You don't need to find another property. See, they'll have a record in their system. If anybody approaches, they'll add into the list, so that if anybody moves out, and immediately they know which tenant is waiting. So they'll give to the next tenant or marketing the property. All those things they do it. You just put the money, you relax. They will credit in your account every month. And you also should be having a clear idea about exit strategy. So if you put the money and if I want back, what to do? How do I exit? So we should have clear plan in our mind before putting into this money. If you don't want, so then if you don't want, you want to exit, these property management companies, they'll have a alternate investor also. Suppose if you want to exit after 3 years, see, generally they look for 3-year lock-in period. So after 3 years, if you want to exit, and they'll find another buyer, so that you can hand over your property to them, and whatever that time market price, they'll sell it and give it back to you. Of course, this management companies will take certain percentage and they'll try to close this with you and the new investors. So till the 3 years lock-in period, generally they don't register that particular square feet. For example, if you're opting some 5,000 square feet or a 2,000 square feet or 1,000 square feet, they don't register that on your name. They give a document saying that you own so-and-so property, so-and-so square feet. That document will be written. And after 3 years, if you are still okay and you are proceeding with that property, then they go for a registration on your name. So that is how this entire commercial projects are working. So I hope this will be helpful to take your decision. And we also help them, my customers, NRIs, they have a lot of money with them and they want to invest in Indian commercial projects. So we help to invest and customers are invested and they get a sufficient return so that an fund is safely invested. They are happy with that. Commercial, residential, and agriculture farmland project, helping developers to sell their properties. So like commercial also, they have properties and they come to me and asking me for a customer who is ready to invest in commercial projects. So that's how we get connected, and we have some tie-up with some of the builders who has commercial projects running, residential projects running. So we help connect, investors with the builders so that both will get benefit out of it. So we do on top of that management and rent to buy, sell also. So this is the book I am writing. So this is the book I am writing, and this will be going to release soon, and this is mainly for helping remote owners how to invest in India, sitting in a different country. So that is the main idea behind this book. I am going to complete this soon. So we'll update in the social media. So thank you for watching, and I hope this will be helpful. Thank you. Bye.